Hey, folks, thank you for tuning in today. I'm going to have a showcase event here. I wore my red shirt because it's a great guy I've got on our showcase today. His name is Cody Woodworth, and we're going to ask some questions and get a clarity on what he does for the automotive industry, and hopefully that works out well. So, Cody, you're here. You're in South Carolina, and I'm in Kentucky, and shop owners all over the country here in the USA. So, Cody, tell us a little bit about yourself so they'll get a feel for who Cody is.
All right. Basically, in a nutshell, what I do is I help auto shops boost their car count and their bottom line through various customer acquisition methods. My focus is helping owners strengthen their online presence and build a killer reputation and also trust with their local community, as well as streaming their marketing and communication with customers, which pretty much is essential for growth and yet somehow very overlooked.
Yeah, yeah. And what I think is important here is that you've really niched down a little bit here
Yeah.
into the automotive industry. And matter of fact, you responded to one of my Facebook ads, and that's how we got to know each other. It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. And so he wanted one of those SOP starter kits that we offer out there in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And Cody responded. I called Cody. We talked, and here we are right now on Showcase, showing you all the possibility of what Cody can do for you. And the next segments that we have coming up will dive more into that. So this is more of an introductory segment. So hang tight. Another segment is on its way. Hey, folks, we're back again. I'm not going to number these segments because we don't know how many we're going to do. So we'll just get started. And I want to thank you here. And what I want to do is make a headline. If you open up a newspaper, you see a headline in that newspaper. You see a headline on a website. You see headlines on advertising cards that come in your mailbox. And we want to put this headline in here. It says how to get ahead of 99% of auto shops. So if you wanted to be above everybody else in your marketplace, whether there's 10 shops in your town, or in Houston, there's over 7,000 shops. So just give you a rough number. In Bowling Green here, we have 22 automotive repair shops. That's not counting car dealers. So how do you get that 99%? So remember that 99%, because that's what we're going after. You want to be ahead of the other 99%. So Cody, in the auto shop marketing that you do in the online basis, how what you do get them into that prime spot of 99% better than everybody else?
All right. Well, basically, it's of course what we focus on is online, and it's 2024. It's an online world, and mostly on mobile. People are doing their research on their phones. That's how they find you. And the question is, are they finding you? And are they catching their interest? Are you catching their interest when they do? You need to be visible, and you need to have credibility. You need to have great customer engagement, which actually can also be mostly automated with what we do.
Okay.
And you need to have that competitive edge, which of course is what we're all building.
Yeah, what do you say? What the shop owner we're talking to? Well, we've got a website,
Yep.
we have a Facebook page, we have all this stuff going on, and we're getting pretty decent rankings. We're getting a lot of people, giving us 5-star rating and 3-star ratings and all these kinds of things. So to move up to that 99% pro, how do we know what's missing?
Absolutely.
How do we know
So
how we can
yeah.
get better?
Yeah. So that is the question. And that's the one that's really hard to answer for a lot of people. And, where it takes that knowledge and understanding of somebody that is, handling these type of things. And there's a lot to it. And what we do is we kind of look at all of those factors that you just mentioned. How is their rankings? How is their reviews? How does their website look? Is it optimized? We look at all these type of things, and we find out where the strengths are for that business or where the weaknesses are, as well as other implementations that they may have never even heard of, like adding missed call text backs and re-engagement campaigns and things like citations, which is getting your name, number, and email out there to more various platforms and having it all interconnected, which can strengthen your rankings. So there's a lot of different factors out there that can improve these things, and there's a lot of optimization on the things that they already have, and then, like I said, also incorporating some other things. So when you take all this into consideration and you look at it all, you start to fine tune it. You start to tweak it, just like when you're building a car. You just put a fresh motor in, maybe you supercharge it, turbocharge it. You throw it on the dyno, and you start tweaking those numbers, and you start figuring out, how can I
Yeah.
squeeze the most performance out of this car? You're not just going to throw it on the street and hope for the best. You're going to take it to the dyno, and you want to do it right. And that's kind of like
Okay.
what we're doing here with the marketing, with the business.
Good, good. So remember, folks, we have 5 bays. We're looking for 5 shop owners that are raising their hand and pulling themselves into that bay so Cody can get started helping you. And he's not looking for 5,000 customers. He's looking for 5 right now. He
Oh
needs
yeah.
5 folks.
Yep,
So,
absolutely. Very personalized, and I consider everybody we work with as a teammate, as a team member to what we do, and it's very like I said, it's personal. So I'm here to help you. We work together, and it's all about building up something better for everybody. And for you guys, of course,
okay.
that would be to get more cars in the bay, to get your reputation out there, to really just, again, like I've said before, it's about the fine tuning, and it's something that we do together. And it's not, you're not just a number. I say it's kind of like, like we're the pit crew to, let's say you're the race car driver, you're out on the track. We're here, we're the pit crew. We're trying to get your car in, trying to get it fixed up and get it back out on the track as soon as we can.
Good, good deal. Okay, this kind of close out this section, but remember 99% and 5 bays. That's all we're wanting to fill right now. So don't wait around. Okay. Hey folks, we're back again, man. This is exciting stuff to me because it's it's now. It's what's going on in our industry and the world, and everybody's carrying that phone around. Man, they're looking at it and they're doing all kinds of stuff. They're checking things out. Uh, but there was something Cody and I were talking about the other day. It was an audit. And Cody, if you would tell us a little bit about how that audit works, so you get to know more about those 5 shops that we're interested in serving. So, how does the audit work?
Yeah, absolutely. So the audit is pretty much like, consider like a bumper to bumper inspection in a way. We're gonna look through everything about your business from the surface. So we're going to take a look at the website. We're going to see how it performs, see what kind of content and information's on there. Is it resonating with the customer? Are they able to find the information they need easily? And so we look at all those aspects, and we also look at the Google side of things. When you search your business, what's showing up, what kind of information is there, how does the Google business profile look, the ratings, the pictures, the information. Is it easy for somebody to connect the dots between all of these things? And ultimately, we look through all of that, and we figure out where the strengths and weaknesses are with that. And we put it on a list, we put it all in a PDF, and we go from there, and we take it, the bite sizes of each of these, and really optimize how we can tune each one of these pieces. So if they need more to work on the reputation management, we talk about how we can do that. If it's website optimization or SEO, we kind of go into detail about all of those different things, and really open up the all the ideas and all the benefits to what we can do here to each client, each customer, so they understand, where they're at and where they could be. And the
Okay,
the the
so the
the great
audit
thing.
is looking at everything, and then you come
Yep,
back with them and say, "This is what I see.
yep,
Now,
absolutely.
what would you like to fix?" Right?
Yep, yep. And
This is our
again,
bumper to bumper
yeah,
inspection, and now what are we going to fix?
yeah. And with that, it's like, what would you like to fix? And the thing is, we can decide to fix some of it or fix it all. But of just like anything else, even with a car, you start with the most important thing. What are the things that are going to give the absolute best results the fastest? Um,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
start there and you work your way down, and it could be a continual progress process. So over the course of a year, you start here with this thing, which could be optimizing your Google business profile and your citations, and then you kind of work it down into the next thing and the next thing, and that could be done over time.
Great.
Yep.
Well, thank you for kind of clarifying that word audit. We think
Yep.
the IRS is coming in with an audit, but this is not the IRS. Okay.
Absolutely not. Yep.
This is Cody's company coming in and saying, okay, I'm going to do an audit of what's going on. Here's what we see, and here's some areas you can improve.
Yep.
And with your approval, we'll start working on those. Is that a good way of kind of summing this up?
Yeah, absolutely. And the beauty of it is, we give all this information to them, and this is at no cost to them. This is just us saying, hey, here's the things that we see. This is the things you can improve. And if they wanted to spend the time, it's something that anybody could achieve and figure out, just like anything. You can figure things out. But the nice thing is you could do that, or you could hire somebody, bring somebody on your team that is experienced in handling these things, knows how to do it the right way and the most
And
efficient
his name
way.
could be Cody, right? Be
Yes,
part
it
of
could
your
be
team.
Cody. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. So, it's somebody like me where we go in there and we do it all, we do it right, and we maximize and optimize everything to its fullest potential.
Sure. Good deal. Well, thanks for sharing that. That just kind of cleaned up that audit word.
Yep.
And so we'll move on from here. And this closes this segment out. Hey, we're back again. And folks, it's time for a little commercial. Here's our headline. We're back to that 99%. How to get ahead of 99% of the auto shops in your marketplace. And, we were talking about this audit. We were talking about all these different things. And we talked about, man, here's your shop. And we got 5 bays empty. Cody has 5 bays that are empty. So he needs 5 auto repair shop owners to drive into those 5 bays, go through the audit process, and start engaging with what can be done and what could be done with your permission to gather yourself up into that 99%. Be 99% better on this little machine right here in your marketplace, right? Because that's what people are using every single day. So, Cody, do you want to add something to that little commercial? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, to get ahead of the 99%, it's actually easier than you think. Looking through many, many businesses, looking at the different audits and stuff. And this isn't even just for auto shops. This is most businesses and service-based businesses, but obviously we're talking about auto shops. Um, most, a lot have websites. Some are okay, some are great, but many people don't have websites, or they're not optimized, or they don't have their Google business profile. And there's a lot of things lacking on the online presence. And some might think, oh, they've got their website, they've got all this, we should be fine. But they don't realize how much more they could be doing with it, how much more optimized that it could be. And getting your rankings higher and all these things, which is all really important when somebody's searching your name on Google. You want to be able to show up higher. You don't want to be on the second page. You don't want to really be on the bottom of the first page. You want to be
All right.
visible as soon as you can be to the people within your area. And it's so important to do that in this day and age, because that's one of the big ways people are finding you. And it's
Yeah.
really important. And yeah, getting to that high level, luckily, it's very, very doable, because not many people are doing it right. So when you have somebody that can
Yeah.
get in there and fine tune and optimize these things, it can be a really big win for most people.
Yeah. So I want to close this out. Remember the 99%. We just want to dominate our 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 miles. We want to dominate that
Yep.
on the online world, right? And remember, there's 5 bays. We're looking for 5 shop owners. Take one of those bays and jump in with Cody. Thank you so much. We'll come back again with another segment. Cody, I was thinking the other day, I was just scratching my head while we were talking about doing this. And, we're talking about these 5 bays. We're asking 5 shop owners to move into these bays and start engaging with the audit, engaging with Cody to see if there's something they can do in their marketplace to have a better presence and get connected to the people that are looking for them, right? And may not be able to find them. So what would be what fear that always gets in our way, doesn't it?
No, yeah.
Yeah. what are these shop owners you think, how do you put that fear to rest?
Yeah. And that's a tough one for a lot of people, you know. Um, a lot of people don't face their fears and they stay in the comfort zone. And when you stay in the comfort zone, what happens? You kind of float, you know. You keep doing what you're doing, you keep getting the same results. And sometimes you got to take that leap and go beyond. Um, and a lot of times you can take that leap and things fail. And that is a part of life also. But sometimes you take that leap and things excel. And a lot of things I've seen, many people that are successful, they've taken many leaps and most of them have failed. But at some point
Yeah.
they take that one leap and it was the one that just took off. And, that's the one thing about what I do at Apex 11 here is that we want to be that one that takes off. And, we're confident that that can happen. And, if we don't think that we can do that, then, we'll let you know. We're not trying to scam you. We're not trying to sell snake oil,
Right. Yeah.
none of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's like we look at your business, if you're doing a really good job, and you've got everything under control, I'll tell you. You're like, hey, you guys are fantastic. Here's a few little things you can do, and here's that. And but you know what? You're good. But in most situations, there's really a lot that we can do to help improve and optimize things with their online presence. And as far as the fears go, I know there's a lot of marketers out there that a lot of businesses that have tried marketing in the past, and I don't know why, but for some reason, so many have had bad luck with marketers, and really bad experiences of
Mhm.
putting bad taste in their mouth. And I guess there's just really a lot of bad marketers out there, a lot of people that try to get into it and don't know what they're doing, or maybe getting into it for the wrong reasons. And unfortunately, it's there, and a lot of people take the bait, and it happens. Um, and it's sad, because then maybe they said, "Oh, marketing's not right for me because it didn't work," and they never tried again. But marketing does work. It absolutely works, especially if you do it in the right ways. And again, that's where we try to come in and we show them that value. We show them that these are the
Mhm.
right ways to do things, and you can, and as long as they can see that and feel comfortable with it, then that's really our goal, is that they understand it and they know that, hey, I can see how this works for us. I feel confident in it, and then they'll feel more likely to actually give it a try again and continue.
Yeah. And while you were talking there, I thought, hey, these five shop owners are sitting in these bays and they're driving their car or they're driving their business, and they're all
Yeah.
smiles because you've done the audit, you've gone over some things that they could do, and then you move through that checklist of things that could be done and make it better,
Yep.
and you do it with their permission. You're not
Yeah.
just going to go try something without telling them what results may be. So I think that removes that fear factor,
Yeah.
because I don't think Cody is going to do a bunch of things without getting your approval first.
Yep.
You
Yeah. It'll
know,
be a
you say,
step by step plan.
I'm gonna fine tune this. I'm gonna put a new spark plug in here. I'm gonna put a new tire over here. That's what he wants to do off of this audit. So, folks, this is a fearless way to get something done with your marketing and the online presence around your shop, the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 miles. So, Cody, I'm going to wrap this section up. But man, remember the fear. We just removed the fear. So don't fear it, folks. Just get in those bays and let's get started. Folks, Cody and I were talking, man, we covered a lot of territory here. We covered territory about fear, and we called the 5 bays and the 99%. And we called about this audit. And another term that came up, Cody, and I love what you said, is this beyond the beyond free. Let me get it right. Beyond free. Those words you don't see together a whole lot, and they're kind of
Yeah.
hard to get kind of rolled on my tongue, and they don't come
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
too easy.
Yeah.
So it's beyond free. And you mentioned that. And so what do they get on this beyond free? What's that about? Tell us.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, basically, the audit, we don't charge for the audit. You know, I want somebody to be able to comfortably come to me and say, "Hey, how can you help our business?" And I'm not going to be like, "Oh, well, you know what? It's going to cost you this much for me to tell you how much, or it's going to cost you this much for me to tell you how your business can grow." You know, it's none of that. You know, come to me. You know, there's no commitment, no hassle, no like pushy sales tactics, none of that. I'm just going to look over your stuff and I'm going to say, okay, this is what I found. And this is all of the things that I really believe that can accelerate your business. And I'm going to tell you what these things are. And I'm going to pretty much push it to you on a silver platter and say, this is it. These are the things
Yeah.
that can help you. And then at that point, it's truly up to you to decide if you see the value in these things and if you want to take action on it.
Oh, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to close these segments out, and I want to thank Cody for being here today with Showcase. And hopefully you all decide to do something, pull the cars in the bay. And you know what? My alarm is going off on my phone, so I'll just go ahead and turn that off. I had a 2 hour alarm. So
Good timing.
this is like sitting in the backyard. That's what Cody and I are doing. It's some of it's unscripted, and that's the way we like it because that makes it real.
Yeah.
And Cody's real, Gary's real, your auto shop is real. All of those people working for you are real, and the customers are real. So I love that beyond free. 5 bays, 99%. Save your spot. Let's get started.